I have no neutral thoughts. I see no neutral things. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. I am determined to see. This sure is getting straight into it. Not holding back anymore, now is it? It's got some pretty intense stuff if you're brand new to the course, of course, it is intense to recognize and to think about the fact that my will and God's will are one. What the beep? Right? It's a pretty intense thing. I mean, the fact that you cannot think alone at all. A son of God's thoughts are not in vain. They literally change the universe. Everyone has to share it and abide by the same rules in which are its thoughts. That's pretty intense, especially when you recognize who this sons of God are. It's only really one. But as, of course, you're still experiencing people and the things in the outside physical world, which is completely deformed by your crazy thoughts, you like to think of it as many. Yes, we're all unified in that same one essence as the Son of God. So we all have that. Really, it's just a statement, a Christian terminology of saying that you are the original essence of the totality of all that is. You are the first consciousness in which became present and became known. So everything is based off of your thoughts. Now, it started off with, before words, before ideas, and before concepts, anything like that, just starting off with just an idea, a presence of awareness, It wasn't like words, or it wasn't like, oh, what's that over there, or anything. Is that light and this is darkness and all this stuff? And I mean, I can tell you the whole story word for word. But in that sense, the recognition of it is in the factor that you began and you just were, and you started to notice, and on it, with your noticing what? You had something to notice. And so it began, even if it took billions of years, it began to have presence of ideas, presence of thoughts. Never like this crazy stuff until the fourth dimensional perspective, but it built on top of itself, on top of, and adding more to it, more and more to it, until, I mean, right now we're still adding to it. We are still adding to it. We're still making more of this crazy stuff. Even if we had one tiny mad idea down there about separation, we're still adding to it. Every thought that we have, every idea that we have cannot be in vain. It literally makes reality. It becomes real. It is the existence in which you are in. I mean, this is huge, right? And we all have to abide by it. And this, when you think about it, comes back down to, oh, I'm in charge. Not just in charge like I'm the boss, but I'm responsible. I am responsible for all of these disasters. I'm responsible for all this craziness. I am responsible for all these destructions and pains and sins and sorrows and kidnappings and deaths and murders and diseases and viruses. Me, Not this person as much as I'm pointing at it. But the Son of God is responsible for it. And it is as much through me as it is through you. You are on this journey discovering it. So as much as we've really just like popped right into it, really got through to this so much. You can't really make this course for beginners, sorry to say. It's likely you're not even getting to this far. If you got this far, you are in the acceptance more than you are in the rejection. Okay, that's good. Because we've talked about this before. We've talked about this, the dreamer of the dream, and we're going to talk about it all over and over again. And essentially, you recognize that there is this truth and this unification, and we want to really think in correspondence with it. And that's how miracles happen. That's how you actually become, say, a miracle worker, is by actually recognizing and thinking in the way in which miracles are possible. This physical world is not, it's not possible. Not for miracles, no. It's not possible to perform miracles. Right? So you have to detach and think differently than the physical world allots. Okay? You got this. It's so got it. It's always my lesson because of that responsibility. And it's always, for me, if I learn it, I train everyone. If I grasp a new concept, the majority of the percentage of people out there, and the percentage of, say, my mind, as I point to my individual mind, I'm not referring to that, is the same percentage in which I have accepted that. And that there needs to be, say, in order to have change, there has to be exposure of what needs to be changed. Right? You can't change something if you're unaware of it needing change. So all this stuff comes out of the woodwork, right? All the crazies come out and, like, become president and stuff, so that you can actually heal your mind of it. Because you are responsible for all of them.